Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? I'm just going to come in here and back this combine out as he is now completely full. And I'll tip it into that tractor. I've done a load more. Now I asked a question at the end of last week, do you want me to finish this harvest on screen or off screen? And about a third of you said you wanted me to finish it off screen, and the rest of you said you would like me to do some more on screen. So I've done a fair chunk of it. I'll do some today, but it's not going to be the whole episode. I'll tip this out in here. I've brought the Amazon Pantera back to the yard over there. I've also brought the cedar back that we were drilling corn with. That needs to be washed and put away, and then I'm going to get the direct drill on. We're going to go over and we're going to... which is it? I think it's that field over there, just in front of the windmill, is the canola. We're going to go and harvest that next. So the field just below it, that's the one that we want to drill. Now, I've got a lot of stuff that I need to get done in the next 2 weeks. We've got 2 weeks. It's this week and next week, and then we've got one more week after that. And then FS15 is released. So I've got to get the potato harvest done. That is the most important job. And then I've got a bit of OSR to harvest. I've got some rye that we want to try and harvest. I don't know how that's going to work out, but we will give it a go. Let's just start that one up. And ease away. I do like this sunflower header. I am quite pleased with this one. I'm pleased with the results that we've been getting. Right, anyway, I'm going to leave him carry on there now. Hopefully he'll be able to figure that out. We're going to drive back over. We'll tip out this load of sunflowers that we've got here. And then we can wash off the doits. Now, my question that I asked you last week. I'm going to try and plant field 22 and field 33. If you have a look at the maps, 22 in the bottom left, 33 bottom right, third field up. So I'm going to plant those two fields, and I said oats or wheat, and most of you said you want oats. Now, we're not going to be able to harvest those, okay? It's just not going to happen. We're not going to have enough time to do that. But I will plant oats in those two fields. So my question that I'm going to ask you this week, I needed to ask something that I can do next week. It's got to be done next week, because then we're out of time. And FS17 is going to be here. I am so excited about this, you wouldn't believe it. It is so awesome. The game looks fantastic. I literally can't wait. I'm like a kid at Christmas. I've been this excited about a game release for a long time. This is going to be awesome. So my question for next week, I was having a look through and I thought, well, what could I do? If I was to go and sell all of the silage that we've got off camera, I might be able to afford to buy one of these. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm either going to buy the T9 or I'm going to buy the Quadtrac, the Case Quadtrac or the New Holland T9. You guys decide which one. I'll find a job. I don't know what job I'm going to do with one of these tractors, but they're absolutely huge, and I thought it could be quite entertaining trying to squeeze them around all the little tiny roads. It'd just be something interesting to do, something a bit different that we haven't done before. So you decide. It's your vote. It's your game. Do you want me to get the T9 or do you want me to get the Quadtrac 620? Right, so that's that bit out of the way. We'll just go and tip this. There is the doits that was ready to be hosed off just down there. And I think we'll go and get him started on the drilling, because there are a few jobs that I have to get done, and one of them is drilling. We need to get started on that drilling. It is getting later in the evening now, so we are going to need to stop soon so that we can rest for the night. So we'll finish the sunflowers and we'll start harvesting the canola over there in the morning. And I think if we just take a look at here, no, that one, that map there. Right, so the rye is got one growth stage complete. So by the morning, I think the rye we're ready to harvest along with the canola. So we'll do both of them. The canola's not going to take very long at all. That is a tiny, tiny little field. Field 29 is almost complete now. So we've got that little tiny field there and a small field there. And then we've got the potatoes to get done as well. The potatoes will be after the rye, but that's something I have to get done. I'm hoping to do that this week. Although, as you know, even the best laid plans don't always work out. Come down around here. I haven't actually sold any of my eggs yet, so I will do that as well. So while the sunflowers are filling up on the tank over there, we will just quickly wash this one off, and then we can put that in the shed, and we can get the next one out. just move that over there. So I will do field 33 first, as it's a close one, and then we can go over and do field 22. And while we're sort of doing that, we can chop and change between the two, so we can get the sowing done. And the reason we want to get the sowing done is because we want to use that Pantera over there in a really small field, just to see what it's like. I think it's going to be quite amusing, quite comical to do that. I've had various people talking to me again about silage and how you do it, and do you use mostly hay or do you use silage? And I've had all sorts of replies. Someone from, and again, I did write down some names, but I'm so sorry because I've missed them. My workstation here is an absolute pigsty. It is. It's absolutely disgusting. I got bits of paper and it's an absolute mess. I know that sometimes you get people who will show their workstation on a video and proudly show off, and it all looks really neat and tidy. Not my workstation, ladies and gentlemen. That just doesn't happen. Okay, it's an absolute mess, and it is a wonder I can ever find anything here. So, yeah, that aside, my friend from Iceland, who I was speaking to previously, he said that the biggest tractor that they actually have on the island is about 400 horsepower. I say only. I got to be honest, I didn't use anything above 100 horsepower until I was in my 20s. So, yeah, 400 horsepower is a huge machine. But he said most farms, they use machines up to about 200 horsepower. So this will give you an idea of the scale of things that they use over there in Iceland. I think I've got a low... Oh, no. No. We don't want to do that. Let's just leave it exactly as it is. Right, it is going to let me unhitch. There we go. And he said that they do some silage, but it is mostly hay, although people aren't really sure why they use mostly hay rather than silage, because I did wonder if it was because, you know, maybe the bales were freezing or something in really cold climates. And I've asked elsewhere, as someone in Norway said that they use a lot of silage bales. They don't have a problem with the silage bales freezing over. So it's obviously not that. Who else was talking? We had someone from the Balkans. They said that they use mostly hay. They don't make that much silage. I don't think they make very much grass. He didn't talk about grass silage, though, to be fair. He was talking about hay or maize silage, because he said they harvest the corn as corn because it sells for a lot of money. So they do mostly hay for feeding their animals, because the corn, the maize, they actually harvest it. I didn't realise that you could grow the stuff like that in colder climates. So unless I've misunderstood him, because obviously we've got a language barrier here in places. I don't speak any other language but English, and some people, the only way that we can communicate is to use Google Translate, and as many of you are probably aware, Google Translate is not the greatest. Now then, where's my tractor? I'm going to go down here. Right, I'll head back over to the sunflower field a minute, and we'll see about unloading the next tank full. Something else I wanted to say was, I've been getting a lot of mod suggestions from people. I've been getting links for different mods. I love this, okay? I love that you guys are sending me links to mods and suggestions for different mods that I can use. It's absolutely brilliant. I'd like you to keep doing it. Just please don't be upset if I can't use it, especially with the FS15 ones. We are running out of time. I am not going to be able to use all the mods, but I do look at them. I look at every link that I get sent. Well, not every link. Sometimes I get links that are just... The link looks dodgy. You know when you've got a dodgy link. Those comments get deleted so that nobody else accidentally clicks on them as well. And if I think it's going to be... If it's deliberately malicious, I do report those kinds of things to YouTube. So if there's anybody out there that wants to troll my user base, be warned. I do actively seek you out and make life difficult for you, because I don't think it's very fair. But for the rest of you, those of you who are sending me links to all these, I do go and look at them. I had a link sent to me only just recently for a Toyota Hilux, because we were talking about them, and that's actually the second person that has sent me a link to a Toyota Hilux, which is actually a different one to the link that the first guy sent me. And thank you very much. I really appreciate those links. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to have time to fit them in. I might be able to, might just be able to find a way to include that one next. Now, is that combine going to stop, or is he going to turn around? I don't know if he's too far away from the end of the crop. Where's he going? he's driving off down across the field. I'm hoping he's going to come back. Yep, he is going to come back. Eventually, he will come back up here. So, yeah, I really do appreciate the links to the mods and the all of the community, the discussions that we have. I absolutely love it. So just keep it all coming. Some days, obviously, I have a job that requires me to work very long hours on the days that I work. So some days I'm not able to reply to very many comments. I can just very quickly log in and mention a couple of comments, and that's about it. What is he doing? Where are you going? That's not where the crop is. Stop. Stop, 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 stop. Let's just bring you back over here. I'm going to put you in timeout, sir. Make you think about what you've done. Yeah, that way. Right. If I bring him back over here and start him up again, I will run along him with the tractor. Right, that field is just about finished, so we have seen a little bit more of this one in action. We've seen a bit more of the combine, the actual sunflower header. I do like this sunflower header. I may have mentioned that once or twice already. So yes, I do read comments. I try to participate in all the discussions that are going on. And I do police the comments a little bit. So if I'm getting bad links or people are just generally being abusive, I do try to stop that kind of behaviour because I think it is unfair. And I don't think that is what people are here to see. Right, let's just ride in the combine up to the end of the row because we haven't actually looked at very much of it today. There we go. Looking fabulous, sir. Looking fabulous. So please don't be upset if I don't reply to your comment. If I can't check your link out immediately, or if you don't get a mention in an episode, I do try to write names down and then I generally forget about them, as you're probably realising by now. Now this person in Iceland, I'm pretty sure it's, I want to say Carl, but I've got a feeling it's not Carl at all. I will look it up and mention your name in the next episode because we've had a couple of discussions now and I would like to mention your name. I think it's only fair. Anyway, I'm going to head up to the farm a minute and sort a few things out. We're almost ready. I've got the doits up there all hitched in. Well, you see me start to fill it up. It's by the gate waiting to go. We'll get that going first thing in the morning. We'll also be able to get going with the canola harvest first thing in the morning as well. We've got a tiny little bit left on here, just the last of the sunflowers, and that is our sunflower harvest done. My first ever sunflower harvest. Right? I've never harvested sunflowers before in my life. I haven't done it in the game, I haven't done it in real life, I have just never done sunflowers at all. So that was an interesting experience for me. I don't know if this is typical for a sunflower header, whether they're generally a lot smaller than a normal crop header. I don't really know much about that, I haven't looked into it. But I was quite pleased that we managed to find this one, because a lot of the time you have to do your sunflower harvest with a, I think it's about there. I'm guessing now because I can't actually see where it is. Nope, it's actually a lot further out than that. So yeah, the sunflower header, I don't know if this is like the typical size of it in comparison, but I was very, very pleased that we found it, because normally you have a modded corn header or maize header, and that's the one that does the sunflowers as well. So you just use the normal corn header. So I was really pleased that we managed to find this actual real sunflower header, and the coincidence that it happened to be for a Russell Mash combine was just absolutely the icing on the cake. That was fabulous, fantastic. So our next crop that we're going to do is the OSR, or the canola, and I will be taking this combine and the header on the header trailer out to that field first thing tomorrow morning, and then we should be able to move straight into the rye. At the end of next week, I'm hoping that we will have time to at least start harvesting the maize that we planted up in field 2 right over the other side, and I will get a corn header for this one, so that we've got the proper Rossel mash corn header to do it with. Now this header here, I'm going to drop it off right here just in front of the bank because this is a hired one. But I'll do this. I'll put this off and bring the grain back and tip that into the store. We will take that down because there was something... Ooh, I just rammed the bank there. That was really bad driving on my part. I also wanted to, as well as doing this job, but I wanted to transport manure over to the BGA, and I wanted to transport and sell all of the sunflower seeds that we've got. So there's those jobs that I need to do as well. I got loads of stuff to do. But anyway, I will see you in the morning, and we can get started with our next little tasks. It is a stunningly beautiful morning, and look at the sunrise over the bay. Is that not absolutely gorgeous? I love this map. I really do. And I know I have said it before, and I know I'm starting to sound a bit like a broken record, but I am gutted that I don't have the chance to do a time-lapse on this map, because this map would have been absolutely perfect for running my time-lapse series on. It would have been absolutely fantastic. I think it would have been a really, really good series. But anyway, we can't do it, so there's no point in worrying about it too much. We will hopefully have something of equal caliber in the next series. I've done all around the outside, and I've done the headlands, and I'm just trying to set off in a straight line here so that I can leave the hired help doing this. He's probably going to stop. Yep, there we go. I do it like that, and it sort of tricks him into keep going. There we go. And is it going to come out too far there? There's one thing I don't know. There's obviously a script in play somewhere that means that it doesn't go in, you know, straight north, south, east, west lines. It changes around how it does it, and I don't know how that script works. Now that's going to go the wrong way, so I want to try and straighten it up. We've got 57 eggs back at the house that we're going to need to go and collect, so I will do that in a minute. Let's just drill out this little section here. So yeah, I don't know how it does it, but it does mean that when you're trying to set up on long runs on a field and you want the hired help to do it, you've got to very, very carefully straighten everything up and line it all up before you start, or you end up with crooked lines and it doesn't work properly. So that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to get a straight line down the side of the field so that the hired help can just carry on and do it. So I will get that going, and then we can run back to the yard and get our eggs, and I'm hoping I can just set that going now. Then we can get the combine over and start on the canola. We'll just gather up the eggs a minute, right in here. This has got to be one of my favourite bits of this whole map. There, I've gathered the eggs. Instead of having to run round like a lunatic gathering them all up, it's just such a nice little touch. It's a job that I never particularly like, running around collecting all the eggs, which is why I never get a huge number of chickens. I always like to have some, but I don't want masses and masses because of having to collect them constantly. And having them all in one space, that is so much better. It really is so much better. Right, yeah, for some reason that header had managed to bounce its way forward nearly right up to touching the combine. And I have no idea why, so I put it back in the middle of the trailer, and hopefully that's where it will stay for a little while, at least until we can get out to the field. We are slowly approaching the end of the episode, so I at least want to get into the field and get set up. And then we can... Right, I've got to figure out how to get in. I think we go into the gate just to the right down there. The rye is ready to harvest. The potatoes are nearly ready to harvest. There's a section in the field that isn't quite ready yet, but the rye is all ready to go. So we'll do the canola, and then we'll move straight to the rye. We can use the same header and everything. And I'm hoping you don't need anything else modded on the combine to be able to do that. I'm hoping it will just take it and get right on with it. But we'll find that one out tomorrow. That'll be in tomorrow's episode that we'll be doing that. You just come round here. Now, is there any traffic coming? I don't think so. Round, and now we've got to get in. Let me just open up the gate and everything. Right, now we've got to try and squeeze into this field. We've got a load of traffic in the way. That's okay. They can wait. They can take their time. It's me getting this combine into this field that I'm concerned about. Now, we do have one of these magical headers, and we found out just how fantastic these things are in higher hills. It's actually in the very last episode, I think it was, wasn't it? Maybe not. Maybe it was the one before. I don't remember now, to be honest. But yeah, a very recent Higher Hills episode, I must say. I can say. There, so we do get in round. That rear wheel steer on those header trailers is absolutely magical. It is nothing short of a minor miracle. Now, I'm not doing this in cab because I want to see the effect of the terrain on the machine as I drive off the edge of the road, badly, I might add. So the idea is, right, I do need to drive off the side of the road here. I want to put the header just on the edge over here so that it's out the way, and that means that we can go through both of these fields and harvest them. If I stop there, I'm hoping that will be okay. We can unhitch, and I'm just about out of time, so what we'll do is we'll get into the field, and I'll just make a start, and then we can come next episode and do it. So my question for this week is, which of the two big articulated tractors do you want me to get? Just the standard vanilla ones. I'm not going for any modded ones or anything like that. It is one of these two. Do you want me to get the T9 or the Quadtrac? Is your vote, is your game. Head to the comment section down below and let me know which one you want. I will get one of these next week, and I will find a job to do with one of those tractors. I don't know what it'll be like, but mostly I just want to be able to drive one around the map a little bit because I think it is going to be great fun. So I will do the rye and the canola tomorrow. I will get that done. There we go. Let's get that up on there. And then in the following episode, I'm hoping that we can get that MAN TGS lorry, and we can make a start on moving some manure and some liquid slurry over to the BGA so that we can sell it, as that's something that I wanted to try. We haven't done yet. And then what else do I want to do? We need the potatoes are probably harvest next week rather than this week. We need to get the Amazon Pantera into that field down there at least. Even if we don't get it over to field 22, we can at least have a go with it in this little tiny field just down here. I've got so much to do and so little time to do it in. Let me start this one up. Oh no, I need to unfold it first. That would be helpful. There we go. A thing of beauty. I really do like this combine. I know they're not common in the UK, but we have had comment sections. We have had comments from people saying that they do use this combine. And I want to put the reel out a bit. There we go. They do use this combine here in the UK, and so they are around. People do use them, which is absolutely great to know. And it's always nice to use something. I know that a lot of you like to see the mainstream items. You know, John Deere is associated with the US as well as Case and New Holland. And so, you know, people say we shouldn't be using Deutz on a US map, or you shouldn't be using Fendt on a US map. Well, actually, those machines are found in the US. They're just not as common. It's the same with the Rosselmash. It's not common here in the UK. Probably the most popular one is the Class Lex. Actually, no, it's not the Class Lexion. I'd say probably the most popular combine is the New Hollands, because they're cheap and reasonably reliable. But you see lots of Lexions, all makes of Class. All the different models. You see a lot of New Holland around, and you see a lot of Case around. You see some John Deere's. Rosselmash is a lot less common. You don't see anywhere near as much of these, but they are around. So there are people that do use them. And so I would like to continue this in FS17. Just because it's not the most popular model doesn't mean it's not available. So occasionally it's nice to use something that isn't quite as common because people don't see it every day. But anyway, that really is all I've got time for today. So if you've enjoyed this episode, please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.